What's going on, guys? It's your boy, Logan, and I'm here with my amazing co-host.
It's your boy, Bradley Noble.
Ooh, yes, sir. Welcome to episode 23.
Dude, I'm telling you, all right, I want the fans to do some concept art. Screw that real quick. I need some concept art of Logan going, ooh, on a t-shirt, baby.
Yo, that's actually good merch idea. We should make some merch, bro.
Dude, I'm thinking.
Let's make some merch. Hey, we're gonna thinking about me coming over. I'll stop. Yeah, man. Woo-wee merch coming. And then where's the plane? Also, merch. Where's the chum?
We are here.
Open the door.
We
We can just keep going. Yeah, we got so many, man. Stop playing. But welcome to episode 23 of Actors POV, man. We have a great episode for y'all today, man. Before we actually. Yeah, it's freaking incredible, man. Before we start on here, I just want to say, man, this is actually, we'll kind of announce it now, because I don't think we really talked about it too much. We're going to be going in person soon. Ooh. Yes, sir. Yeah, in person soon, man. We got a place, and we're so excited. I think when me and Brayden were talking about this, in-person podcasts, a lot of P's in that sentence, feel way more engaging and way better, easier to listen to. You know what I mean? You just feel like you're really there with those people, rather than doing online. So we're really excited about this in person, man. We're hopefully going to be able to get it this upcoming week, or definitely the week after that. Hopefully the week after that, because then for Oppenheimer, bro, dude. Oh, stop playing. We're gonna have it for Oppenheimer, dude. Let's get it. But yeah, there's some fun stuff coming up for sure, and then I'm gonna do some. I got some other stuff I got to announce as well regarding that location. So yeah, an in-person podcast, man, cannot wait. So I just want to let y'all, everybody out there know, man, it's about to get for real up in here, baby. Stop playing. But Mr. Bradley Noble, how are you? How's your day going, man? How's life? How is the world treating you, my friend?
Well, you know, the world's been pretty good. How am I? I'm doing pretty swell. You know, I can't complain. Work tonight was not so great. You know, people are just irrational. But I'm here with my favorite guy in the world, with my favorite people in the world, and nothing can make me down. So we're freaking good. We're living
Nobody
life.
Can drag me down. Nobody.
Okay, yo, but honestly, I didn't even tell Logan this. Tomorrow, we get the first rough cut of The Dark Room. So we'll see the movie play out in front of us. Regardless, it's gonna change for sure. There's gonna be edits, but we're gonna see a vision of what we've come up with. So it's gonna be pretty sick.
Yes, sir. And our sound guy, man, Marcus, cannot wait to get some of that good sound goodness, baby. That sexy score we're gonna have.
Dude,
stop playing.
I think that's gonna be like. I think he's gonna win best sound.
Dog, I'm gonna sit there just in my room replaying the score over and over again. Oh yeah, 100%. We're coming for the Oscars, baby.
Dude, we gotta upload. We'll upload it to like Apple Music. I swear.
Dude. Just for me, just so I can put it on replay in my room while I'm cleaning. Yeah, I'm doing good, brother. I'm chilling, man. I'm very busy, very busy. I'm doing this, this new location. I got a lot going on with the press for Sweet Magnolias. It's been crazy, and then of course I got some acting stuff as well going on. So just a lot going on, and trying to kind of balance all that out. And then this next week is going to be a big one, man. We have my birthday's next week, which is cool. And then, 19, baby. And then Sweet Magnolias drops the same week. So it's going to be a really busy one. A lot going on there. I'm going to be out of town doing morning shows. I'm excited. It's going to be a lot of fun. So some big stuff coming up.
Right there.
Yes, sir. But want to get this location finished by then, baby. Stop playing.
Oh, yeah.
Stop playing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, man, life's going good, brother. Can't complain. Cannot complain.
Good.
You know what I'm saying?
That is great.
Can't complain, man.
We are good. We are here.
We are here. This past weekend, though, man, we saw the 5th installment in the Insidious franchise. A franchise I watched the first 2 movies in this franchise. I think I watched the second one in theaters, actually, when I was younger. Like, was that 2012? 2011? I don't know. It was early. I remember I was young.
I think did the first one come out in 2011, I thought? Maybe a little earlier.
Might have been. I don't know. around
You're in
there.
the right frame.
Yeah, I'm in
You're
the right area. I
frame.
was in elementary when it dropped. So I remember, well, I think I watched the second one in theaters, but I never saw 3 or 4. And I watched the recaps going into this movie, and obviously it doesn't really matter because they're not. This movie's not
That's
really.
nothing to do with it,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. So it was just the prequels with the one lady. So that's kind of my experience with this franchise. I love James Wan. I love the atmosphere of it. I think it's very unique. And yeah, it's one of the few good horror movies in that era. You know, horror went through a really bad era there. It went through the remake phase and all this weird stuff going on. There were some good gems that came out of it. And Insidious is one of those, alongside some other ones. So yeah, Brayden, what do you think about the franchise overall?
Well, if you guys know, you watch our franchise ranking, Insidious actually popped up on my top 5 radar. I think it might have been top 3 actually. I freaking love Insidious. I really just love Patrick Wilson a lot too. You know what I mean? I love the roles he plays. There's something that carries across. I love James Wan. I love Patrick Wilson. I love that type of film that they create. And yeah, man, I watched both in theaters. I didn't see 3 or 4, surprisingly. I've seen clips of 3. I never saw anything on 4. 3 didn't look good. I never wanted to watch it. No offense. I heard it's actually like a lot of people really like it.
A lot of people really
I
like
just
it.
never wanted to watch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, we saw this 5th one, and it was nice to see because I am a big fan of the first 2, so it was really cool for me. So
Yeah.
I love the franchise.
Bro, Patrick Wilson, I think, is just so underrated. He's such a.
Oh,
It's crazy because like we haven't really seen him in any like out there roles, like anything too crazy. But he's just a really realistic and natural actor, which is what I love.
Man.
You know what I mean? There's actors out there like that, and I feel like he's not no Jim Carrey or no like somebody that can do those crazy roles. But everything he does, he just makes it. It doesn't feel like you're watching an actor. It feels like you're watching a person.
You need to watch him sing "Somebody to Love," and he's dressed as Freddie Mercury, bro. The way that man moved on stage.
You told me about that.
It was crazy, dude. I was like, whoa.
Did he like embody Freddie?
Yes.
That's crazy.
He embodied him very well.
That's wild. Yeah, I know we talked about this. I know he's a good singer. I know he can hit some notes and stuff. I haven't really, I might have heard him maybe once, but I haven't really dove into him too much. But he's a very talented guy, and as an actor, like I said, just really stands out. And that's and Insidious: The Red Door is no exception. So, Mr. Bradley Noble, go ahead and read that synopsis for us, baby.
You already know. You already know. I gotta pull it up. But it's right here because I'm that dude. Josh Lambert heads east to drop his son, Dalton, off at school. However, Dalton's college dream soon becomes a living nightmare when the repressed demons of his past suddenly return to haunt them both. Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Directed by the Patrick Wilson, himself.
The directorial debut. First time directing, man. Killed it. Incredible.
Really?
I'll just talk about it now. This dude knows how to direct a movie. It had that James Wan feel to it, that Insidious feel to it. Didn't lose it. Felt very, very good and smooth.
There's certain people who can do good when they direct, Mr. B. Jordan. And then there's some people who just don't hit the office. Some fools. I won't speak on it too much. But this film's a quality film.
Sexy.
Man knows how to
really
direct.
Well directed.
And the fact that he was like one of the leads in it, quality.
Being an actor and directing a movie at the same time is crazy.
Crazy.
Personally, I need someone in my ear kind of yelling at me. You know what I mean? Telling me what I need to do. You know what I mean? What I need to fix. You know what I mean? When you're that guy and we kind of had experience with that. With the dark room. It doesn't. It feels weird. I like having someone that knows that. I feel like almost knows the script more than me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Almost, and pushes me in a direction I didn't really see. I like seeing different perspectives, I guess, is what I'm saying. So,
yes, because we're so focused on doing one thing.
Right. So having kind of an outsider, mind is really nice. But he killed it in this movie, man. He was definitely one of the bright spots in this. But But yeah, this movie's really about, so Insidious 2, since 3 and 4 prequels, one can throw those out the window. And Insidious
they're
2
really not relevant
at
at
all. There's nothing in it except for the lady makes a
Nothing.
small appearance in this movie, just because she's a part of the
They
franchise
just
and everybody
they
loves
had
her, so
to
they
do it,
just they had to do it. They felt obligated. It wasn't the best cameo either.
Yeah.
But anyway, so at the end of Insidious 2, Patrick Wilson's character and Ty Simpkins' character, the dad and the son get their memories revoked. For some reason, the mom doesn't. They don't mess with the mom. They don't mess with the. It doesn't make any sense to me.
Well, I think it's just because they didn't ever actually go to the further and see what was in there, and like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then it leads to the problems we get to in this movie, and it confuses me so.
She's a problem. I'm not gonna lie. We'll hop into that. Let's hop into that.
Yeah,
we're flowing, baby.
Yeah, let's dive into what that's. Yeah, so like I said, it's basically them kind of going. They don't. There's a big gap in their life that's gone, and they feel this fogginess, and.
And like 9-10 years.
Yeah, and Brayden can kind of go off and explain a little bit more here, but basically the wife divorced Patrick Wilson's character.
And so it's interesting because like she said at the end, she was like she just didn't know how to tell him, and they kept asking her about Patrick Wilson attacking them when they were kids, and she couldn't bear it anymore, so she had to divorce him. And it's like, what did that fix? They still see their dad every weekend. You just don't have to deal with it. You sound very selfish, especially knowing that they are brainwashed. They don't know anything that happened. Maybe they could all be in freaking therapy, or maybe they could all be working through it, trying to I don't know. There are so many other things that could have happened, but the fact that the mother is really the only person that remembers anything, because they throw that old guy from the guy that actually took their memory away right at the beginning, and he never shows up again. Never again.
Nope. Don't get that. Makes no sense.
Total L.
Yep.
That was stupid. Mm-mm. But at least you could have, maybe, I don't know, anything with her didn't make sense until the very end. You know what I mean? She just kind of like, it almost is like, damn, you're kind of heartless, bro.
It's terrible. Terrible. We're quoting a lot of Morgan Wallen songs tonight, but yeah, no, it's crazy. It's crazy, man. Like you said, she's talking crap on Patrick Wilson's character when she knows the whole reason behind this divorce and the problems that the main storyline of this movie is Patrick Wilson's relationship with his son Ty Simpkins. And the main reason is because of what happened. Their memory got erased. So you're going to let this guy suffer his entire life. You only live one life.
He's literally going to get a freaking MRI, going to see a therapist almost to the point because
you
he's
can
worried.
Help this and you can stop this, but you choose not to because you're scared. Well, this guy's going through too much anyway. He's already going through enough torture, so what are you going to be doing? How much more torture are you going to really give this guy?
It makes sense, homie.
It doesn't make sense at all. It's ridiculous, bro. And like, I wouldn't have a problem with it if maybe she said something at the beginning, but
she's like, maybe you can come early for some dinner. At the end, I'm like, nah, you're for the streets.
That's what I'm saying. And he forgives her.
I don't want to have dinner with you now.
Yeah, and he was mad at her. He was confused when the whole discovery thing happened, but like he just kind of forgave her really quick. And I'm like,
but no, it was because the moment he came in, they like Ty Simpson's character sent the picture, and like, bro, they he just neglected the whole thing, and then he was like, all right, sit down, and he sat down and went into the thing to go find him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. That's right. There's no reaction. Yes.
There's not a single he gets to react. Yes. He stands up, and then somebody barges in. He's like completely taken away from it. Nah.
This is a pretty pivotal moment for the past 10 years.
Son, stop.
Right.
You.
The past 10 years, you've been dealing with this.
Yeah.
And doesn't make any sense to me. It makes zero sense to me. When you have this thing that's literally changed your life, and you know that something has changed your life, and you finally figure out what it is, and it's changed your life for the worst, you're gonna sit on that for a minute, at least 10 minutes, but then you just dive right in. Dude, that was something that really, really bothered me in this movie, and probably my biggest con is it just makes zero sense. Zero sense. Humans would not make these decisions. I'm sorry. Crazy.
Yeah. A lot of the time, like, I really like the dynamic between Patrick Wilson and his son, but the siblings, even like I made the joke with you, I was like, they didn't want to pay the daughter, like they had the other son like just have some two random cameos just because, and they had the daughter at the beginning because they had to have her, and then
Yeah.
she never shows up
She's
again.
at a friend's house. Great excuse. Do you imagine? I told you this in theater. I was like, imagine you go to your friend's house and miss this huge moment with your family. I would be
Mm-hmm.
so pissed. I'd be
Mm-hmm.
so pissed. You come back, you're like, what? Dad's back? He's okay, cool. Cool.
What happened?
You know, what happened now? Did you
That's
guys
why
hate each
Dad
other?
tried to kill me?
Yeah, that's why. It's crazy. I don't know. It right. I don't know. I don't know. It makes no sense,
And
but whatever.
yeah, and you know, that's probably my biggest thing too. Is I've been sitting on something that Logan actually said, and it was like, was this a film that was needed? And I was like, you know, realistically, no, it really wasn't. I enjoyed it. I won't lie. I really enjoyed this film. And that's because I love this series. And it was just nice to revisit it and see everybody again. But that's all it is. It's not a knock you out of the park movie. Like, I will comment on the fact that I love, like how we said in the beginning, the directing was phenomenal. I think some of the shots were awesome. I actually really liked how they implemented the ghost. I thought it was they always do a good job of not throwing him in enough, but not like too little. You know what I mean?
Oh,
We
the
get to see
lipstick
him.
demon or whatever.
Yeah, yeah,
He looks a
yeah.
little different in this movie though. He kind of had like a, I don't
He did a
know.
little bit. He
Yes,
almost looked like, I don't want to say hairier, but like mangier. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
there was some hair there.
yeah, there's more
Yeah,
this time.
a little bit. He looked like, yeah, I don't know, man. He had that like Jack Nicholson hairline going. It was very strange.
Yeah. Um, and I really like the moments between Patrick Wilson and his son. Like those were pretty cool.
Those are good
Um,
moments. Yeah. No, I'm with you. It's just like I think yeah, I'm with you. We didn't really need this movie and it didn't really add anything to the franchise. And I feel like as well, I mean, this is something that's heavily a con for me as well. And this kind of goes with it is the whole movie is about the relationship, the father and son thing, and them trying to figure out what this void is in their life, which is, like I said, it's cool because their dynamic is incredible. The acting is incredible.
yeah,
But you spend the whole movie following these characters, exploring something that we already know. Now,
yeah.
and I told you this in the car ride home. This works with movies that you're like that have a very, very well written. I'm not saying this isn't a well written movie. I'm just saying like one of the best storylines, super engaging,
Well, because you
more
know
of an
what came to
action
mind
film.
for me. It's weird because I compare this to something very much like the Boogeyman, but where I think it's different is it's like you made the good point. We already know what they are exploring. With the Boogeyman, we didn't know what we were exploring. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's what kept like everyone engaged.
Right.
And I also think they almost did a little bit better job of like playing towards the horror. I feel like this is almost like Conjuring 3 in the sense of where it was more of like a drama, where like they focused a lot on the court side and the ghost side, you know what I mean? And I think with this movie, it just almost feels like we are sometimes more focused on their relationship and that like that needing to be fixed than the actual like further itself. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
they're more focused on what happened than actually like we already know what happened. We want more details of what's in there. They're just rediscovering what's going on again. You know what I mean? It's just not
Especially
like
right, especially when the name is the movie is The Red Door. You're like,
yeah,
oh, I'm intrigued now. What's going on with it? You know what I
yeah,
mean? You don't really get to it until literally the final act, and
yeah.
it's like
Because
it's cool, but
it's something a little frustrating too because I don't mean to cut you off. It's a lot like the ending of the first one when they're running out. You know what I mean? It's either the first or second one. I can't think. I'm pretty sure it's the first
I
one
think it's the first one.
where they end up running out of the thing, and you know what I mean? Like they had that same thing where they see him up top and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh my god, he's looking at us."
That's
That
the
like
first one, I
was
think.
it was literally that's what I thought. It's literally the same thing. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
not in a bad way because it's cool and the stuff like. In one way, it's like that was dope for me. Like I loved it because it was like, oh yeah, man,
It's a
that was
callback.
like callback. But then at the same time, it's a little unoriginal. You know what I mean? So it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah.
And I feel like they do that a lot with the film. So, you know, depends on how deep you look into it.
Right. It's just
Yeah.
like that's my biggest problem is like I felt unengaged, especially in the middle, like the second act, like really the middle of the film for me. Just felt like it kind of dragged on a little bit. The stuff going on with Ty Simpkins' character and like I don't know. It just excuse me. For me, it was just like okay, guys, we're going through the motions of and exploring something we already know. At least add like a new villain in there, or a new scary character. which we really didn't see. You know what I mean? There wasn't really like a main focus on a main scary character really, except for that one guy's friend, the one kid in the dorm. But other than that,
yes.
you know what I mean? There's not like a main like guy.
And that's what I was telling, or that's what I was just saying right there. Like with the demon, he's a cool character, but like he just seems like he's just around. Like it doesn't seem like we need to be scared of him, or like of course scared of him, but it's not like he's like protecting a domain or something, or like, you know, like where Pennywise has like an objective. Like this guy is just here and he happens to just be in the further and you can just see him. Like if you couldn't see the further, he would not be fucking with you.
Especially when he's like, they call him like the conqueror of the further and being like the king, and it's like then you don't really see him, or you see him weak in this movie. He's almost weak
at the end. Yeah, he's like a fat lazy version.
Yeah, so I'm saying, man, bro, I have to lay off the beers a little bit, and I feel like maybe he was, maybe that's what they want to do for the fifth movie sixth movie, because listen, man, they made a crap ton of money on this movie. We'll talk about that, the box office stuff. They made back their money already, I think.
Yeah.
Yes, they already made their money back in one weekend. So they're doing okay. They're going to make another one for sure, and maybe that's where they're going to go with it more. But it's like, I don't know. Like I said,
they're definitely going to go back with Pat, and like I think they're going to continue on that story.
Yes, I think so as well. But like I said, when you explore something that the audience already knows, you have to have some kind of chum in there. I used it. Yeah. It came back again. Let's go,
baby.
You have to have something in there that grabs the audience's attention and keeps them engaged. This movie just did not have that. There wasn't that main villain that we were grabbing onto, and I feel like that's not always needed. We don't always need that kind of main villain because it can get repetitive, obviously. It's like a TV show when they just bring in new villains each season, like Peaky Blinders or something. But we do need something to kind of engage us a little bit more when you are, you know, making the movie about something we already know. So that's kind of my biggest problem with it, is it does drag on a little bit because of that. But
you know what's really funny? I don't know how much you're going to get. This is a Star Wars reference. And a lot of people who've seen Star Wars and watched this movie are going to understand what I'm saying. This movie is like The Force Awakens. This movie is like The Force Awakens, a lot of people just say is a copy of like A New Hope. Was like the first The New Hope. Yeah. And you know, just the same story with Luke and this guy like finding like the master instead of Obi-Wan as Luke this time as the old master, and then trying to learn how to fight the forces of evil, and then Han Solo makes a cameo. It's just like, it basically, like a lot of people compare it as like a ripoff. It was a ripoff of like the old franchise. You know what I mean? And that's what this movie is. And you can look at that how you want it. It's not in a good way nor a bad way. It's just, it almost just seems like a copy of the first one. Like they really redid what exactly happened in the first movie. Like they retrace their steps, and it's a cool nostalgia thing. But for like furthering a story, it didn't really, it didn't really further the story. And like, you know what I mean? Nothing to take away from it. Like we said, the directing was great. I love that the score is always cool. I like the transition from that one song. I didn't think they were going to play Tiptoe after I said it, and they played that one song, and then it transitioned to Tiptoe. I was like,
Tiptoe. Yes. Yeah, you like just randomly said that. I laughed at it, and then it actually happened. I was like, oh, okay, that works.
Yeah. And you know what I mean? And the acting was awesome. I loved the doctor scene. That was actually really one of my favorite scenes, where you like saw his like eyes in the night vision almost. Patrick Wilson, you know what I mean? Like when he was stuck in that tube, and like they caught a shot from his feet, and like you could see his eyes. They were definitely using like a night vision camera because his eyes were like teal white. You know what I mean? Like how it looks in the night vision.
It was cool.
It was super cool. I like that scene.
Well, and shots like that
feel claustrophobic.
Yeah. There's like I like the scares that Patrick Wilson did. Like, these aren't just typical jump scares, you know what I mean? Like, it actually is a suspense building up, and sometimes it leads to nothing, which I love. You know what I mean? Like, I'm a big fan of that. You don't always have to right. So then when it builds up again, you're like, okay, there might not be something, but then they actually throw something at you. Like, stuff like that's cool. So I like that. I like that Patrick Wilson has that vibe, because that's what James Wan does a lot as well. But he almost made it even more suspenseful, which I really enjoyed. So I'm that kind of guy, and I thought there's so many good instances of that, even at the school, when it's just a basic scene of the kid, Ty Simpkins' character painting and stuff like that. Like, there's a lot of suspense, and there's something looming over almost this entire movie there's like a vibe, that tone's really interesting.
What do you think about his sidekick? Chris. The girl, Chris? The one he thinks.
Oh, yeah. Was that Blow on My Hooters or whatever?
Yes. Dude, that was hilarious.
Such a good
That was
line, bro.
hilarious.
Dude, we were dying. Dude, we were like, did they just say that? Is that actually a
Yeah,
thing?
dude. She has a line where she basically looks at him. She's like, "You want to blow my hooters?" And we
Yeah, I
were
was like,
"What the?"
what are we watching, bro? Yeah, no, I like. What do you what do you mean about her?
Did you like her character? Did you feel
Yeah,
like it was good for the
when he said
story and stuff?
sidekick, I thought of like the sidekicks that like read minds and stuff. I was like, what do you mean?
Oh,
That's
like a
so weird.
sidekick.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, at least it's sidekick. But yeah, no, as like a sidekick, yeah, I thought she was cool. A lot of people were saying that she kind of overdid her character, and her character's almost too much. But and that's how I feel sometimes. Like I hate like high energy people in movies and stuff because they usually overdo it. But I actually thought she was pretty well done in this movie. I thought she wasn't too annoying, and I didn't love her
like
though.
that in real life.
Yeah.
I've seen people like that in real
Yeah.
life. You know what
Yeah.
I mean?
Yeah.
So I thought it was very realistic, to be honest.
Yeah, I didn't love her, but I didn't hate her.
The part that I didn't like her was like, bro, and this is like what leads on to my last probably big point of the whole topic. I didn't like her writing. I just didn't like how she then turned, like, after she almost died, she flipped out on him. Like, she's not the one who came to him about being a traveler. And you know what I mean?
Weird.
Like, you're the one who's starting it, dude.
It almost felt like I don't know who wrote this. I don't know if it was Patrick Wilson or I think it might have been him and someone else. But it felt like they just needed to throw like another kind of little subplot at Ty Simpkins' character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Of like, hey, we need to cause some conflict here. We need to have some kind of result of this interaction. This is going to be the result of that. And like you said, just felt very thrown in there and felt very, very, I don't know. Like some people, that happens sometimes. People get very emotional, of course, in situations like that. But realistically, nobody would go after the person that was trying to help them.
Yeah.
When you voluntarily did it.
Yep.
And you
that
know the risks.
kind of just goes back to like what I was saying. Like my last little point here is pretty much like I very much like this movie. I think it's a very good movie overall, but I think what it suffers from is kind of like a not so good script. I think the writing wasn't amazingly well done, and I think like a lot of movies have suffered from that this year. I think it's just like knowing like where
Not
it could
The
have
Dark Room.
went, and not The Dark Room, dude. You guys are gonna be my butt. No, it just hurts a little bit because like you have so much expectation and you know they have like, you know, I mean this movie didn't have a huge budget, but you know there's just you can see things in the writing where it could have been a lot better. Like there's a lot of lines we thought were awesome, like the blow my hooters, but then there's a lot of cheese. Hey, tell me, little brother.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God,
and that's not Ty Simpkins' fault.
If you're a film connoisseur, it's not his fault at all. They probably literally told him you have to say little brother. Like dude.
Yeah.
It is such a terrible line. If you're a film connoisseur, you'll see it. It seems so like he literally looked uncomfortable saying it.
I cannot. I've never called my little brother in my life.
Tell me, little brother. Like
yo, I'll be like, yo, tell me.
Yeah,
my little brother. It's weird. But
or tell me, bro. Like I wouldn't even say tell me, brother. Like
yeah,
what?
Brother, I'm brother. Yeah,
brother, I'm.
But no, man, I'm with you. Yeah, I don't think the writing was necessarily bad. I just think it's it's just a modern horror movie written script, and I feel like they just could have done a little bit more with it. I feel like this is a very safe movie. We talked about that as well. Remember, you said that it was a very safe movie, and I agree. This was a very safe movie. They know it would do well. It'd make people happy. It wasn't going to blow people's expectations out of the water, but it wasn't going to really piss too many people off. It was going to be just that, hey, it's a good movie. It's a good Insidious movie. It's a pretty good horror movie. Yeah, and for a low budget, it did great. I had a good time with it.
I did too.
All right, so we're gonna do our rating here. Our final thoughts and do our rating. Do you go first?
I think I went first last time.
Okay, actually. We're gonna have very different rankings here for sure. I think I'm gonna be a little lower than you. I'm gonna go a solid. I'll go like a 7.7. I think it's a pretty solid film. I think there's a lot of good moments in it. I really like the suspense. It's just like throughout, like we said, just like I feel like I'm just like watching a recap or something for an hour, and you know what I mean. Like that's kind of my problem is the middle part of this movie. The ending's pretty cool. We didn't really talk about that too much. I really like how it goes into the further and stuff. I really like that aspect.
Yeah, I only talked about that one scene.
Yeah.
Where they were running away. I didn't really mention.
Yeah, and I like how he's like sitting against the door and Ty Simpkins' character is painting it, and then you see the paint.
That was dope because I was like,
cool.
Damn, they're really gonna kill him off right here, and that was like awesome. That was creative and different.
I liked it. It was cool. I really really enjoyed that sequence.
And
So
even
yeah,
even the
some good
cameo,
moments.
like it was a little cheesy. It could have been better, but they almost like that was the setup for the next movie. That's how you know another film's coming because of the line she said, just how she
Yeah.
acted.
Mm-hmm.
It's so obvious now.
Yep.
So
Yep. So
it was
there's gonna
cool.
be definitely another one. But yeah, I'm gonna go 7.7 for me.
I'm gonna hit it with an 8.0.
It's a good one.
Solid 8.0 on the dot.
8.0
You
on
know,
the
I think it was
dot. I don't
think it
think
was
we've
like
ever
a
done
fat
that.
E on the
Yeah.
dot. I don't think I have.
I don't know. That's a good pick. I was gonna go 7.8 for a minute, but I went down to 7.7.
Well, for
I
me,
feel
I
like I need to
think this is
rewatch it again for sure.
I think this is a dope horror movie, man.
It's a good one.
I think like you said, it feels very much like a recap. It's nothing that blows your mind, but like I think it's one of the most enjoyable horror movies I've seen of the year so far.
Oh, 100%.
You know what I mean?
100%.
Like I feel
I don't
like
know, man. That new horror Grinch movie is incredible, bro.
oh yeah, bro.
It's so
Dude,
good,
no,
man.
I'm telling you, Talk to Me, bro, is gonna freaking blow our minds. I'm hoping.
I hope
Dude,
so.
my expectations are too high, Logan. I'm not gonna lie to you. You know it's the number one ranked horror movie on Rotten Tomatoes of the year so far?
It's second behind Mission Impossible, right?
Did I say I meant horror movies? Out of horror movies on Rotten
Yeah.
Tomatoes.
No, you said that. You said that. I'm saying, but I think it's also like number 2 out of all movies for this
Mm.
year. I think it's like second, right? Because Mission Impossible is like 99%.
Dude, it hit
And this one's 97.
99.
Yeah, that's I don't know if it's gonna be a 99. We'll see. We'll see.
Yeah,
But yeah, no. Yeah, I'm excited. I think for Talk to Me, I think my expectations are pretty normal for it. I'm not really expecting anything too crazy.
Dude,
But you love Raka Raka. So Raka Raka. But yeah, no. So there you go. That's gonna be our review and ranking for Insidious. Let's talk about the box office real quick while we're here. Insidious, the budget was $16 million. They said at the most. Not bad at all. All the Insidious movies have had a really low budget, and I like that because it keeps that feel to it, which is dope. So
and that's how they make so much pull on it. That with that money.
That money, baby. Yeah, because domestically, they've already made 32.6, and then worldwide, $64 million. 64.0. Like, it's like on the dot almost. So it's really cool, man. So they with marketing, they definitely, I would say they've already made their money back. If they haven't, they're getting super close. So yeah, they're going to do well. We're getting another Insidious movie for sure. And Patrick Wilson's about to direct a crap ton more, baby. Let's go, baby.
I bet you they'll have him do the next one. I saw James Wan was a producer on this.
Yeah, producers don't mean anything, though. Like, that's how it goes, bro.
Yeah, bro.
You know, usually probably just signed. It's probably him just signing off on it and saying, "Yeah, it's fine. I'm your producer." But yeah, no. So there you go. That's gonna be our review. Right. Y'all give this video a like. Comment down below what you thought of the movie, man.
Why wouldn't you?
Why wouldn't you? Also, make sure you do give us a ranking of the Insidious movies down below as well. Let us know what you think about it. Where's it going in ranking?
Third and fourth one. Are we missing out?
Yeah. I don't know. Tell us about third and fourth. And third one looked good. Fourth one.
I don't think anybody watched it, so I don't know if anyone's going to be giving me
That's what I'm saying.
Answer on that one.
Yeah, I don't know, man. But yeah, make sure you go rank it down below. Subscribe if you're new, and we'll see you guys next time, baby.
In the next one. See you in the hippity hoppity.
Yes, sir. And then everybody here, we love you. I love you.
If you're here for the potty, you're a different kind of breed of kind and special.
Incredible.
Loved.
Incredible. Box office though, baby. So Indiana Jones, Dial of Destiny, with that $295 million budget. Yeah, they definitely did not make their money back. They're not at all. We're gonna talk about the next movie that actually overtook them. Domestically made 121.2 million. Oh, sorry. Opening weekend, by the way, they made 60.3, and then domestically 121.2 million. Worldwide, 247.9 million. So really, they haven't had a big drop at all. They haven't had a big drop.
Did they make their money back?
No, because it's $295 million is their budget.
Yeah, they're close.
That's crazy.
But they're not.
And that's not including marketing though. So they probably definitely spent over $300 million. It's crazy, dude. Once again, the 8th highest budget of all time for a film, which is just nuts. The fact that they got that money is just crazy to me. But yeah, so like I said, they made 60 the first week, 121 the second week, which I think that's. You would take that any day of the week, to be honest. So they're actually didn't have a big drop at all, if any, at the box office for a second week. So that's good to see for them. But the movie that kind of took over a little bit, especially 4th of July, was The Sound of Freedom. It's a movie about child trafficking and like really dives into all that. People are flipping out over it. They love it. They think it's they say it's really really good. We're either gonna do this one or Mission Impossible for the review this upcoming weekend. So me and Brayden have to talk about it a little bit. We're gonna do a poll maybe too, and kind of
Oh
Do
no,
it.
dude!
Yeah. Then also, yeah, they probably will. Everybody's gonna say Mission Impossible, but also that one movie, that one comedy movie. Remember with is Stephanie Sue in it? Is that
Oh
the one?
yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That one came out this past weekend.
What?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So we can watch, or we can watch No Hard Feelings. For Jennifer Lawrence. I don't know. We'll figure it out.
For what?
Yeah, what? So yeah, the Sound of Freedom though, $14.5 million budget, domestically made 40.2, and then opening weekend they made 18.2. So they made their money back. This is a movie I think I definitely want to go see for sure, and I've heard a lot of good things about it. Because it's just the awareness it's kind of bringing to such a serious issue that is a problem in America that people don't really realize.
It's a fucking issue, dog.
Yeah, so we definitely need to go see that. But we're going to do it on our Instagram, by the way. Not the Instagrams below us, but the Instagram for this podcast, Actors POV Pod. I'll put up a poll these next couple days and ask you guys what movie you guys want us to see. And
Yes,
we will
sir.
definitely go watch that one.
You better.
But that's going to be it for that. Let's dive into some acting news, yeah?
I want to hear about some acting
Let's
news,
do
bro.
it, baby.
Tell me some of the acting
Jesus.
news, bro.
Almost died. So, okay, there's this new Barney movie coming out starring Daniel Kaluuya. I'm going to read kind of the description because I found that you sent me a more detailed description. It's A24, which is crazy.
Crazy.
But this is kind of what it's about. Kevin McKeon, a right-hand man of Mattel executive producer Robbie Brenner, has expressed his enthusiasm for Daniel Kaluuya's Barney project, which promises to take a surrealistic approach. McKeon, I don't know how to say his last name, compared the concept to the acclaimed works of Charlie Kaufman and Spike Jonze. The collaboration between Mattel and Kaluuya suggests a desire to explore deeper themes and resonate with adults who share a nostalgic connection of Barney. We're leaning into the millennial angst of their property rather than fine-tuning this for kids. He said it's really a play for adults. That's not it's R-rated. Not that it's R-rated, but it'll focus on some of the trials and tribulations of being 30-something growing up with Barney. Just the level of disenchantment within this generation. He said a whole lot of nothing there. I don't know what this movie's going to be about. It said play. I thought it said it was a movie, so I don't know what's going on with it. But, yeah. Brayden, do you have any idea what? I don't know, dude. It sounds like he said a whole lot of nothing there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
It's Daniel Kaluuya though, bro. That's dope.
It'll be just some like horror fan fiction.
It needs to be because like from they actually with that this is my first time actually reading through that, and I wanted to be surprised, and it's actually I'm less interested now. I thought they were gonna go more of like hopefully they go more horror route with it. I'm assuming so. I don't know. Yeah. They could do some really crazy stuff with that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They really make a good film out of it.
Winnie the Pooh.
Blood of Honey.
Honey, baby.
New Alien film wrapped this past week. They're making another Alien movie. That's cool. I've only seen the first one though. Yeah, I don't know, because Predator came out with theirs, and they're probably gonna do another Alien versus Predator movie. You know how it goes. That's how it goes.
That's
brother.
A little silly.
It's rumored that Han Solo is gonna show up. Grinch gets VOD release. This is the new horror Grinch movie. Yeah, it's what I was talking about earlier. I don't know, man. Why? You know, I'm not gonna lie. The prosthetics look pretty dope. I'm not gonna lie. Imagine if Jim Carrey signed up, bro.
That would have been better.
Yeah, they would have made some money off that.
What is he even about? It's just like the story of the Grinch, bro.
Yes, but he murders kids. So he steals Christmas, but I think when he goes into the houses, he murders the people. I don't know. It doesn't. I don't know. It's got a VOD release though, so nobody wanted to pick it up. Nobody's like, hey, nah, this isn't the theater material. So obviously nobody really liked it. No studios did. This right here blew my mind when Brayden sent this to me. I think he knows what it's going to be. The Indiana Jones 5 script was focused more on Marion and Indy when Steven Spielberg was directing. I did not. Now that I think about it, I think I might have seen something like this a couple years back. But I guess Steven Spielberg was signed on to do Indiana 5, and I guess he dropped it, and they changed the entire script around. I want to see what this script was, because the lady that plays Marion, can't remember her name, she said, it's Lyndon, I don't know. She said that she had the script. So there's a script out there.
Damn,
I gotta find it.
Way.
I will read that script,
they were that
bro.
far into the process.
Yeah, she says that she said that she had the script and it had Marion and Indy have more, it focused more on their relationship. She's only in the movie.
Right.
That was a big con we had. She's only in the movie
Yes.
for like 10, not even 5 minutes.
That's
If
why I
that.
sent you that, bro. Because I honestly I don't know if I would have rather seen that version, but
I
I
would
maybe
have.
would have rather seen that version.
I
Yeah.
would have. It's Steven Spielberg directing it, bro. Come on.
Yeah.
Come on. This movie, come
James,
on.
you did a good job, but
We love you. We love you, but we want some Steven Spielberg, baby. Crazy. I'm gonna find that script. I've read leaked scripts. I'm gonna find that. Stop playing. The Bob Marley trailer dropped. This is a new movie coming out, I think, next year.
Love. Yeah, it's a freaking biopic, bro. It looks really good.
I don't know who's playing Bob Marley. But he
I'm gonna love
looks
you.
like he's doing pretty well with it, and a lot of people are saying that he killed it. So I'm excited to see where that goes. We'll watch that one in theaters. I'm not a big Bob Marley guy, but
really,
that's cool. I like the more like tropical kind of vibe, but if I ever listen to him, it's like if I'm like going to like the beach or something. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean,
exactly.
There you go. That's fair.
Even though we pretty much live on one. Help us.
Help us all.
So there's a new Purge movie. Blumhouse is doing another one. Sign me on.
I really like the concept.
Yeah. Which, by the way, I've only seen one Purge movie. That's it. It's crazy.
I don't think I have seen a Purge movie.
Yeah, I watched the first one. It's actually pretty good. So Purge 6 will have America remapped based off of ideology, sexuality, religion, etc.
Yeah.
Which is very, very interesting. Yeah, I like I said, I haven't
a controversial movie.
Maybe. I think they're gonna play it safe.
Think so?
I think they're gonna play it safe. I'm curious to see what's gonna happen, how far they're gonna go with it, though. But yeah, it's Purge. It's a Purge movie. The most recent Purge movies have gotten really bad reviews. People have hated them. Yeah. So I think they want to do something different. So they're taking a big kind of jump with this one, but I like that. That. They're not doing the same thing over and over. They're taking a big leap.
Different.
It's different. He's built
penny,
different.
nickel, dime, holler.
Deadpool 3 got a bunch of news, man. Jennifer Gardner coming back as Elektra, which, dude, I loved her as Elektra, and she's coming back. Dude,
she's so damn cute.
She's still beautiful. And we have Hugh Jackman in the yellow suit.
After 20 years, bro.
Oh my God.
Of teasing us all, bro. I'm honestly upset that we didn't get like revealed in a trailer, and I saw it on like a fucking, a leaked picture.
Yeah, they're leaked pictures. Not even
walking.
HD.
You couldn't even been fighting. It was just walking.
Right. That's what it says. It's pretty cool. Crap.
Still dope.
And then Deadpool's suit looks different.
It looks lighter.
His face looks a lot different.
Yeah,
dude. Looks more comic booky.
I'm very happy with it, dude.
Yeah.
Deadpool is my favorite superhero. I'm so excited to see this movie.
I really, really hope that they put a helmet or a mask on Wolverine. Please do. If you...
Oh, yeah.
I wouldn't be mad if they didn't. Because you already know in the movies they're going to rip off his sleeves and stuff. Something's going to happen. He's going to have one sleeve off, one sleeve on. You know what I mean? I already know it's going to happen in it. But I want a mask, bro. If you can get a mask on Wolverine... Oh,
just
dude.
for a little bit.
Just for a little bit. Because when they teased the yellow suit at the end of Wolverine in, what was that, 2013? Remember they teased it in the post-credit scene? It had the mask in there, and it looked great. Yes. So they have, I think they're going to
throw him in it.
Yeah, throw him in it, baby. Hugh Jackman would do it too. Stop playing.
Yeah, he did it. I bet you he did it.
Oh, 100%.
It's done.
So I didn't even know this was being made. Joaquin Phoenix is playing a new Napoleon movie.
Bro, blew my mind when I saw that trailer. Yeah,
the trailer. I don't watch trailers, but look cool. Coming to theaters Thanksgiving. I'm very curious. I could have played that role, man. I'm short.
Bro,
it's crazy. I actually would have been perfect for that role because he was young. Wasn't he young? Napoleon was pretty young, right?
Oh, I don't know, bro. I don't know if they have him playing him young in this one.
I think he died young though.
Oh, really?
Oh. Never mind. He died when he was 51.
Because that's what I was thinking.
He's 5'6", bro. That's built for me.
Who did he play in the Gladiator movies? I mean, those are two different times, but because they were doing comparison of him from the Gladiator movies and now, and he just looks so different. He was so young back then, and now
it's weird.
Like he's like a 50-year-old man in this movie,
right? Which I think is what they're going for because he dies of cancer at 51. So I feel like they're gonna kind of dive into that and kind of do some stuff there. But it's coming in theaters Thanksgiving. That's a great Thanksgiving movie, dude.
Yeah,
I say what an L.
Yeah, what an L,
Yeah,
bro.
he's like an
wait, what are we going
incredible.
wild?
Yeah, he's an incredible like army leader, and he dies of cancer. It's
Yeah.
terrible. The Flash loses $200 million, the biggest superhero movie loss of all time. And we talked about this too. Like I think they had three decisions they could make with this movie: remake it, film the whole with a whole new Flash,
Yep.
don't release it, or just release it. And they decided to release it, and it saves them the most money because it would have took a lot more money to remake it. But if they remade it, would they? I don't know. It's just they made that decision, and now they have to live with it. So it sucks to see DC kind of go through that. But now we have James Gunn anyway. So Superman Legacy, let's get it, baby. Stop playing.
Let's get it, baby.
Yes, sir. That's it for your acting news, baby.
Ooh.
Yes, sir. Top 5 horror directors coming up, baby. Ooh, yeah.
I don't think you're ready.
Bro, I already know you're number one.
Ready?
I already know you're number one for sure.
We're ready.
And you know my number one probably.
Yes, I
Yeah,
do.
of course you do. Let's start. I think we each have an honorable mention, so let's kind of just do that. You go first and tell me your honorable mention, bro.
Bro, my honorable mention is George A. Romero because
Love that guy.
George A. Romero honestly sparked what is my favorite. It's not even like my favorite horror, but it's like what I just find fascinating. People hate him, but I love zombies. I freaking love zombies. Zombies is my thing, dude. I love The Walking Dead. I played Call of Duty Zombies where George A. Romero was in the game, the map called it Dead. Bro, he just, he's the godfather of the living dead. And I think it's just he needs to be recognized because he did set a mark for a lot of generations to come. So he definitely needs to be recognized. I haven't watched a lot of his films, so I can't put him in my top 5. But he definitely, made a mark on the generation, on my generation of the stuff I love. So.
Yeah, he's actually on my list, so we'll get to him in a little bit. I don't want to expand too much on it. Yeah, no, I'm with you. I think he's incredible. My honorable mention is Mike Flanagan. I think Mike Flanagan is incredible. I really, really like this guy. He's not very well known. He's still very new. It's going to take him a few years to kind of really, and then get on a bigger scale, but he's done so much, man. I mean, Dr. Sleep, I think, is a very, very underrated horror movie shot in Covington, Georgia. What's up, baby? I think one of my favorite, I think one of the best written and best directed shows I've ever seen in my life, which is The Haunting of Hill House. Unreal. You haven't seen it?
No.
Brayden. Dude, if you want to see good filmmaking, seriously, bro, you need to go watch that show. It is on... I'm not trying to get your expectations too high.
Is it more than one season?
Nope. It's only like 6-7 episodes. It's a limited series.
It's a series.
Dude, it's so good. You really need to watch it. It's like I said, I'm not trying to... Really I don't want to set your expectations too high, bro. But like from an actor's perspective and someone that's in the industry, you're going to be like, wow, this is unreal. And I know people that worked on the set, and it's crazy. Mike Flanagan, what I love about him is he loves to do long takes. He does these like 10-minute scenes and just goes crazy with them. And they're all one shot.
Wow.
It's unreal. I love that from him, dude. He brought out a lot of good stuff, though. I mean, like I said, Dr. Sleep, Haunting of Hill House. Before I Wake is another really, really underrated one that a lot of people kind of hate on or kind of throw it off to the side. Really like the directing in that. Really like the visuals. Really like the direction they went with the film. And the acting's in it is pretty solid. I really like that film. Hush, I think it's a very underrated movie. The way that they incorporate. It's so good. And that's Mike Flanagan. He's incredible, dude. This guy knows how to make a project, bro. He's incredible. And people don't know his name. But it's crazy, though, when you bring up his name. People don't know who he is because I think he's incredible, and he, like I said, he's still kind of on the rise. And I think the more that he releases, I think the more people are going to enjoy him. He also did The Haunting of Bile Manor or whatever. Haven't really seen that one. That's another show he did for Netflix. So really excited to see his stuff. He's just someone that I had to throw on here because he's just someone I need to bring up and let people know to go watch his stuff and support him because he's a very good horror director and understands horror. So Mike Flanagan's
pretty sick.
Mention. Yep.
That's pretty sick, man.
Love that man, Mike.
All right.
Alrighty. Let's go into our top 5. Yes, sir.
All right, man. This one's going to be... You're probably going to be like, Brad, what the fuck, man? My number 5 is the one... I can't say the one, the only. He's not like that. He's out there. But it's Wes Craven. I put him at my number 5 because I'm giving him the respect for all the amazing series he's made. You know what I mean? You know, obviously, Nightmare on Elm Street, one of the best of all time. Dude, I actually really like Freddy Krueger was always like kind of my favorite, as everyone kind of like Jason and like Mike Myers and stuff. Like I always really liked Freddy as like an actual character, just because I thought he was so funny and so creative. Um, and then you get to Scream, and I think Scream is so cool because it was the first series that was just really made everything meta. You know what I mean? And really saved horror. You know what I mean? So bro gets a top 5 in my spot because he is. There's no undoubtedly he's not a top 5. Most people will probably put him higher, but just for me personally, he's not.
Wes Craven single-handedly saved horror in the 90s. This
Yes.
dude saved horror. So Scream, yes, was the first big meta thing, but he actually made a project that was kind of like that. It
Yeah, you
was
told me I still
New
have to see
Nightmare.
this.
You need to watch it. It's the Nightmare on Elm Street movie. It is New Nightmare. That is probably even more meta than Scream in a lot of different senses. And it's I talked about it before, and I told Brayden, but I'm gonna tell everybody listening now if you guys haven't seen me talk about it, if you haven't seen it. Basically, it takes the characters from the original Nightmare on Elm Street, like first 2 movies or first movie, brings them back, but now they're playing themselves in the world that Freddy Krueger exists, and Nightmare on Elm Street movies exist. So the characters are playing themselves, which I couldn't imagine doing that. Imagine
That'd
playing
be such like a
yourself in a
mind fuck.
movie. Oh, dude, I don't know what I would like, because then you can't necessarily act how you would act. You still got to stick to the script. Very weird, very weird. I don't know. I don't know how I'd feel about that. But
Yeah.
anyway, he single-handedly brought that meta-ness to the world with that script. It's a very underrated movie. New Nightmare, go check it out. Only bad thing is the lack of kills in the movie, but everything else is super meta and very unique. And Wes Craven's mind, the way it works, is incredible. He's on my list as well. I'm gonna dive into what projects I like about him later on. But yes, Nightmare on Elm Street. I've been wanting to watch it again recently. Watch the franchise, dude, because we can rank them. We can rank the movies actually in October, when we do horror month. So I love the
Hey.
franchise, bro. So you can watch the movie, and it'll be good, pretty cool. But yeah, I do love. I'm with you, dude. Wes Craven single-handedly brought horror back after that really bad drought in the early '90s.
I was gonna say that's like, that was my big thing on having him on the top 5, sure. Like of course, obviously for Nightmare, obviously for fucking Scream. But yeah, dude, that was a really important part of horror. And
As we were saying,
movies wouldn't be the same without him.
right? There's not many other projects that kind of jump out at you, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
As well. Okay, I feel you.
But yeah,
Yeah,
Wes Craven, my number 5.
it's a really good pick. It's a good pick. My number 5 is George A. Romero. I was thinking about talking
Hey.
about him when we did your honorable mention, but I was like, nah.
Yeah.
No, I'm not. I'm actually not a big fan of the zombie genre. I think
What?
I actually that's the thing. You love zombie movies. I know that, the crazies, all that crazy stuff. But when it comes to George A. Romero, I think it's more of just a respect thing. I think one of the very few zombie movies I actually really enjoy is Night of the Living Dead from like 68 or something, 64. I love the original Night of the Living Dead. Have not seen the remake. Oh, something's in my eye. That's
It's
terrible.
so funny because like movies back then were just like you could tell, not even that they were fake, but you can tell it's almost like a movie where some scenes in real, like you're watching, it's like, wow, that's like so real.
Yeah,
But you could tell that movie was a movie, but it was so good.
it's
You know what I mean?
incredible.
It's so good.
Yeah, and it's like the big decision. You know what I mean? People, it's what I like about it is it captures human conflict so well. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And hey, do you lock yourself in here? Do you try to go out? I personally was. I don't know. It just kind of. I was sitting there trying to act like if I was in the situation, what would I do? And that's when you know that the movie succeeded at what it was trying to go for. I've not seen the remake. I don't know what they kind of did with that, what direction they went with it. If it
The
was even
remake's
as
all
good,
right.
it's not as good. Yeah.
It's just not the classic.
Right. It's not the classic. There's something original about it that I love. I love the classic Night of the Living Dead. And of course, Creepshow. I was in the show, so I went back and watched the first 2 movies. I love the Creepshow movies. I think they're really cool. I think it's fun. I think it's creative. It's something new. Once again, kind of brought some life into 80s horror when it was going through the craziness it went through. That big revive in the
Mhm.
80s, and Creepshow was part of that. and brought a lot of fun things and a bunch of kind of an anthology feel to horror, which was pretty fun. Something that the Halloween franchise maybe should have done, but we got the Creep Show instead, so that was pretty cool. And all the zombie films, I've seen a couple of others of his, and I really enjoy him. I think he's done a pretty good job, kind of submitting that genre as his. You think of zombies, you think of George A. Romero. So really good stuff. Would have liked to see him do more other projects. He has a lot of zombie stuff. I would have liked to maybe see more do thriller, maybe some slasher stuff, which I'm sure he's done. I just haven't seen any. But George A. Romero definitely goes to 5 for me, just because of how he just once again saved horror, brought horror to the forefront really, and paved the way for scary movies.
Yeah, he really did. That's why I included him in the honorable mention, bro. He's like, dude, a must. Yeah. Changed history.
Yes, sir.
Oh man, I just was laughing when you were talking because I was like, dude, I'm gonna make this guy so mad. At number 4, I put the one, the only John Carpenter.
I get it.
Dude, I held him a little bit higher than Wes Craven for the simple fact, like, Halloween led horror for a long time. Like, when you think of that foundation that Wes Craven built, John Carpenter took such advantage, not advantage of him, but took advantage of that stepping stool and really produced what is probably arguably the best horror franchise of all time. Even regardless of how good the movies are, it's just the most iconic, at least. You know what I mean? That's probably a better word for it. And every time like you hear the da-na-na, da-na-na, da-na, da-na-na, everybody knows Michael Myers.
Which
we
John
all think
Carpenter
of,
made, by the way.
Yeah. And then it's I don't know. He's always just sat a little bit higher than Wes Craven for me. So that's exactly why I fell at my number 4. But I'm trying to think about more to say about the guy. I don't know, because
as long as he's top 5, that I'm happy.
It's almost more of like it's like Wes Craven, where it's like, duh, like not to be that guy, but like, you know what I mean, like John Carpenter, bro. He, like I said, he made probably the most iconic, most successful franchise of all time. You know what I mean? There's you can't argue the stats.
Yeah,
I'm a big sports
pull up
player.
the stats, baby.
You can't argue the stats,
statistics.
Baby. And because James Hugh Courtney is one of my favorite guests ever.
Yeah, hey, what's up, James?
Hey, James.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Really good pick. I like that. Love me some John Carpenter. Yeah, iconic. Just I'll talk. You already know where he is. Now my number 4 is James Wan. It's so funny. I love James Wan. I think he's incredible.
It is really funny.
He's definitely. I don't want to say he's on the rise. He's still very, very young. He's in his 40s. He's been around for a while. But he almost feels like he's still on the rise. I feel like there's a lot there for him that he hasn't really explored yet, and he hasn't done as much as you would think. It's really weird. Like, I feel like he something's kind of holding him back. I don't know what it is, but maybe he's wanting to do more Aquaman type stuff, or I think didn't he do the new? Is he set for an Avatar movie or something?
Really?
No.
I don't know.
Maybe I don't know, but anyway, he's set for some projects coming up, but they're just not. He did like another superhero movie or another big like blockbuster movie. But anyway, I love his stuff. I mean, the stuff are written down, the classics. I mean, I think the Saw franchise once again paved the way for one of the most iconic franchises of all time. He really paved the way in the 2000s when horror was really struggling. He found a way. Saw, Dead Silence was a big one. And of course delivered 2 of the most iconic franchises once again of all time in The Conjuring and Insidious. This guy came in when horror was really, really struggling and paved the way to bring it back to the forefront. And I think that's just, you have to really, really acknowledge that. And I feel like people maybe don't put him as high mainly because he's not an older director. He's not a horror movie director back in the 80s or 90s. You know what I mean? He's a newer guy, so they might fault him for that and say that he hasn't made as much of an impact, but he has, in the sense of really carrying horror on his back in the early 2010s and the 2000s when it was just doing remakes. So he was delivering us new, fun content on a really consistent basis. And yeah, just once again, three of the most iconic franchises of all time started with James Wan, which is crazy to think about. So he really kind of led the way for horror for a long time, and just the way he creates these films, writes them, directs them, the visuals as well, just beautiful stuff by him, and knows how to make good scores as well, but also bring a lot of life to these movies that would not have that life in him, I don't think, if he was involved.
Yeah, bro, I'm gonna get, I'm gonna reiterate everything you said later on. So I'm gonna hold off, but I totally agree. He's awesome. He's schlepped down. Totally schlepped down.
Yes, sir.
Someone number 3 is a little interesting. You're gonna look at me like, Brad, are you fucking kidding me, bro? It's Ari Aster. Dude, I put Ari Aster at number 3. Shocker choice, right? Dude, big dude. Listen to me right now. New to the game. 2 films in.
Yeah.
But dude, Hereditary is one of my favorite movies of all time. And
3 films.
Oh, 3 films.
Midsommar, and then
Yes, I totally forgot. And I haven't seen Midsommar yet. I've only heard like kind of the same reviews. Very much like I think I would like it based on how I reacted towards Hereditary. You know what I mean? And I think you were the one who telling me that you thought it was a really interesting concept and stuff. Yeah,
it was interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
So, like I said, I know that's a hot choice. I know he's newer director to the scene, but I think we need more. For me, I like those movies. You know what I mean? For me, I think we need more. It's almost abstract in a way. You know what I mean? It's like abstract horror is like the best way I could say it. Come on, man.
Yeah,
it is.
I'm with you.
It is like abstract horror.
I'm your cheerleader over here, bro. Keep going.
Thank you. Yeah. Where everyone, whatever. I think he's gonna have a good, successful career. Just give it more time. You know what I mean? Give it more time.
Yeah. So since he's not on my list, I can talk about him a little bit more. Yeah, I think I think that's a good choice. I think a lot of people do really like his stuff. I'm on the side of like of the group of people that can't relate with those movies. If you can relate to that weirdness and out there, you would agree. He's top 3. He's just somebody for me personally that, like I said, I can't understand his stuff on a deeper level. I feel like it's just weird to be weird. And I'm not a fan of Hereditary, which is crazy because I'm a big horror guy, and people always ask me, "Yo, have you seen Hereditary? Have you seen it?" I'm like, "Yeah, once." Don't want to really watch it again. I need to watch it again, give it another chance. But like, I think Ari Aster is one of those people that has very good visuals, beautiful visuals. His DP he brings along is incredible. His editing, incredible. Sound, incredible. His directing style and how he directs the actors, incredible. Great concepts. They're very weird movies. Very weird movies. You have to sit down and have to throw out the story a little bit and just look at how incredible he is as a director. You know what I mean? His directing style, like I said, is beautiful. It's gorgeous. But like just some of his story, I personally, in my opinion, cannot connect with. And I like the way some of his movies go. But the third act, the second act, when things start to build up a little bit, that's when he loses me. I haven't seen Beau is Afraid. I've seen Hereditary and Midsommar. And I was with those movies for a little bit, and then they kind of lost me. So, I hope he makes a bounce back after Beau is Afraid. Obviously, that didn't really do too well. It's kind of a failure. I think it will. I think they're going to, A24 is going to keep throwing stuff at him. I think once if he has another big bust or a couple more busts, then they'll give up on him. But A24 is in with them. And I think he's already even signed on to another project he's doing. So he can just keep, kind of like Beau is Afraid, where he made one of his old projects into a feature length. He can keep doing that if he wants to, you know what I mean? And kind of go for that. So, great. I think that's a good choice. I think a lot of people are going to agree with you. Like I said, just personally, I can't really get with his movies. And I think he is good in the industry, though, in the sense of someone that takes risks and does something different. And I do appreciate him for that. I love it.
As weird as it's going to sound, it's like a trip, man. Like, you really like what you see in the movies. Like, it fucking hits you like it's like paint on your face. And you're just like, you take it in. You have to go back and rewatch it a second time, because you don't even really understand it the first time. Like, as much as that is a little annoying, like, I find it so intriguing, and it really sits there. It's kind of what you said earlier. Like, it has me thinking, whether it's a good or bad reason, At least with Hereditary, I had good thoughts. You know what I mean? A lot of the time I was thinking like, I was like, wow, like, what does this mean? Like, why wasn't this answered? Like, where does
Yeah.
this lead to? So, definitely an out there choice, hot choice, but I think some people can relate with it.
Yeah. No, a lot of
I'm
people are
more of a
really gonna like
modern
that
guy,
pick.
you know me.
Yeah, of course. No, yeah, a lot of people are gonna jump on that for sure. I feel that. I feel that. Um, my number 3 is gonna be Toby Hooper. Um, Toby Hooper did Texas Chainsaw Massacre, Poltergeist,
Mm,
Life Force.
wow.
Um, I think Toby Hooper's mind is very, very interesting. So this is a guy who actually likes to lean a bit more toward comedy and that kind of feel for movies. But he made Texas Chainsaw Massacre, the original. The original Texas Chainsaw Massacre was supposed to be a comedy. He wanted it to be funny, and it came off. That's why the second movie is so comedic and so weird, because the first one was supposed to be a comedy movie, but it came off as just this eerie, weird, creepy, just unsettling movie that you only want to see a couple times because it's just so hard to watch. Very, very interesting story about him. And that's why Poltergeist is kind of fun. That's why Life Force has that vibe. You know what I mean? Of not like as full on just horror, right?
Yeah.
Um, so that's the thing about Toby Hooper. But the reason I put him at 3 for me is, like I said, I love what Poltergeist and Texas Chainsaw did for the horror industry or the horror world back in the day.
Mm-hmm.
Texas Chainsaw led way to Halloween, which then led way to horror in general. And I
Mm-hmm.
gotta really look at that and really appreciate that. Texas Chainsaw, one of my favorite movies of all time. I'm actually a bigger fan of the remake than the original, but
Mm-hmm.
you can't compare those two movies. They're very, very different, and what he went for there was beautiful. And I do like the franchise. I've seen a couple of I've seen 5 movies out of the Texas Chainsaw franchise,
I've
and
seen like
I
3, I
like them.
think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're really solid. I enjoy the franchise for what it is for sure. And the Poltergeist, that's another big one, dude. Brought children and kids into horror. You know what I mean? Made the parents that weren't letting them watch, Halloween or letting them watch Friday or Nightmare or Creep
Mm-hmm.
Show. They were like, hey, you can watch Poltergeist, and there you go. They went and watched Poltergeist and got them into horror and really helped out the genre with the younger the younger generation, the younger kids. So what Toby Hooper did for horror is incredible, and I had to put him at 3 because I just his just influence is unreal.
No, that's baller. That's a baller choice right there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, great choice. Um, and my number 2, he's very popular. Jordan Peele. It's Jordan freaking Peele, baby.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
I was not
Jordan
expect
Peele is
that.
at my number
Surprised me.
2.
Okay.
Yeah, man. As I said before, I'm a very big modern guy. Like I appreciate the classics, and that's why Wes Craven and John Carpenter land on my list. Like they have to be appreciated. Even the mention of George Romero, like I understand that. But what I'm a different type. You know what I mean? I really like the type of movies that Jordan Peele creates. It's actually really funny. I need to give Nope another chance. Nope was probably my least favorite movie that he's made so far. And a lot of people love that. Like, I'll be straight up with you. I fell asleep in the last like 30 minutes. So I don't even really, dude, I fell asleep when the alien was coming down and I woke up and people were dead and the movie was over. And I was like, what happened? So I
Yeah.
need to go back. Very important part of the film. It's not even that I was confused. I was just kind of like, I don't know, I was taken
It's
out a little
very
bit.
slow paced movie. So I don't have
It
Jordan
is.
Peele in my top 5, so I'm gonna talk with you. Yeah, I think Nope is a movie. When I first watched it, I watched it filming season 3, I think actually. Or
Mm,
season, yeah, because it came out last year, right? Yeah, a year ago.
yeah.
Actually, I think it's exactly almost a year ago when it
Yeah.
came out because it came out in July. Yeah, no, it was a movie that I hated at first. Didn't like it.
Actually, it came out a little over a year ago. They made a post about it a few weeks back.
So close, baby, so close.
So close. So close.
But yeah, no, I didn't like it. I went and saw it with a bunch of my co-stars of Sweet Magnolias, and we watched it. I was like, just wasn't for me. I liked certain parts of it, but wasn't
Me
a big
too.
fan of it. I went home a few months later, watched it when I got back down to Florida. Love it. It's not my. I wouldn't rank it more. I'd probably rank it probably like an 8.5, 8.6. It's actually a really decent movie, really
Yeah.
good movie. But once again, you have to really be focused on all these different elements that Jordan Peele does. Jordan Peele's a very specific director, and you got to pick up on these different nuances that he brings in. You would
Yeah.
love Nope, dude, when you watch it again. I'm telling you right now,
I need to go back. Well, no, because dude, like Get Out is one of my favorite horror movies of all time. I don't know if we did a ranking. If I might have forgotten about. I don't know if we did like a horror movie ranking.
Nope.
I think we did.
No, we did. No,
no, we didn't.
No, that was franchises. I'm gonna save the movies for. Did
we?
No, I don't think we did. Well, okay. I think we're gonna save that for horror month.
Yeah. No. Bro, Get Out is one of my favorite horror movies I've ever seen. It got nominated for some Academy Awards.
Yeah.
And bro, he changed, in my opinion, just Jordan Peele. Of course, that's why he has his own studios now. He completely changed. I want to say horror in a way because he almost did like, I won't say the Wes Craven effect, but he almost like did the meta version. He did the meta thing again. You know what I mean? Like his movies were just really relatable. It didn't feel like the whole like, you know, like it's nothing supernatural. It's all within the realm of possibility. And that's what keeps you engaged. And like with Get Out, it's just a crazy cult, but it keeps you so engaged on how they do things. You know what I mean? And the abstract ideas, like you falling to the back of their subconscious and like looking like, dude, such a cool film. The pacing's great. But one movie I feel like that doesn't get talked about enough, Hush, bro. Not Hush. I'm so sorry. I don't know why I said Hush.
Sorry, Mike Flanagan.
Sorry, Mike Flanagan. Us. My bad. I'm pretty sure it's called Us.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've not seen Us.
Hush, dude. Oh my God. So I don't know if I would say it's better than Get Out, but dude, the concept of this movie,
the doppelganger thing, yeah.
Yeah. So basically, like they establish in the beginning, but then really open at the end. So basically, there's a clone for every single person that's made, and they all live in these underground tunnels, like under the entire world.
Yeah. So
they've never seen light. They don't know, like all of them are walking around like it's like freaking crazy, right? Well, what we find out is like the woman that like is the main character with her and her whole family. She was actually one of the cave dwellers, and she got switched out with the actual little girl who was a normal human born up there. And so that girl comes back for revenge with the clone family because she knew she's like different from everyone because she was a human before. You know what I mean? She had to adjust to being like that where they all grew in those conditions.
That's dope. I got to watch it then, man. Sounds cool.
Bro, it's so, and then like at the end, bro, I don't even want to tell you the end. It's such an awesome film. But Jordan Peele's movies are so different, and I really like. I'm a big abstract guy, if you can't tell. You know what I mean? I love that. His movies they're so different. But Jordan Peele, number two.
Good pick.
Gotta check them films out.
Yeah, no, I need to watch. I need to watch Us, man. But yeah, no, I'm with you. I think Jordan Peele's a very interesting director. You know, I think he does his political commentary in a very well, like not forced way. Yes. That's what I really like about it. You know, a lot of movies kind of force that political commentary. What he does is he makes it really interesting and actually makes it more effective because of that, and actually adds a lot to it. So I really like what Jordan Peele does. I think he does a really good job with it, and that's why I think you need to watch Nope again. I think you're gonna. Really
I can't remember what it was, man. I was like so tired. I didn't even.
It's very slow paced. Yeah, it's weird. It's weird for sure. The pacing's very strange, but once you really start to kind of digest it, you'd be like, wow. And then you start looking up like the breakdown and like knowing what all the references were to, you're like, wow, you know. Yeah. So it's pretty good. I definitely recommend it to watch again. So my number 2 is going to be Wes Craven. I love Wes Craven for all the reasons that Brayden pretty much said, man. Of course, Scream, so iconic. Nightmare on Elm Street, one of my favorite horror movie franchises of all time.
That's one of Papa's favorites.
Yeah, man. This guy, once we talked about it. This guy just brought horror to a level that we just haven't seen. Saved horror in the 90s when it was just absolute garbage. And he made it something great, and had a very unique idea on it, and took what New Nightmare did, but just made it even cooler. And that's kind of what Scream was. So and made this whole subgenre of meta-ness. It's crazy. His impact is insane. So
he was ahead of his time, low key.
Very, very ahead of his time, and just an incredible mind and a very good writer. Very good writer. Yes. Like we're talking directing. But this guy wrote most of the movies that he directed.
I was about to say, yeah.
Yeah, and it's just incredible work, man. So love Wes Craven, love his visuals, he has a very specific tone. Wes Craven has a very specific tone to his movies that I'll
You
eat
know
it up
what?
every day,
I
baby.
think that's what I was saying with that Wes Craven effect. Like Jordan Peele, they both. I love that about both of them. They have
Mm-hmm.
those very specific, like
Mm-hmm.
you're watching a Wes Craven
Mm-hmm.
movie when you're
Mm-hmm.
watching a Wes Craven
You know when
movie.
you're watching a Jordan Peele movie, exactly.
Yeah,
They have that very weird, that very interesting tone. And yeah, I mean, Hills Have Eyes, Swamp Thing, like this guy,
bro. The
his,
Hills Have Eyes is one of
yeah.
my
Mm-hmm.
favorites.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So he started that up, and I think they didn't they do a remake or something? I don't know.
Yeah,
But
no,
yeah,
actually, the remake's pretty good.
I don't think I've seen the remake.
Pretty
But
good.
what Wes Craven did with all that, dude, I mean, it's incredible. He's Wes Craven. He's Wes Craven. I can't really speak too much on it,
Mm-hmm.
but because we talked about it earlier. But he's incredible, and R.I.P. to him, man. 2016
R.I.P. is the
sucks, but
greatest,
R.I.P. to him, man. Yeah, let's hear number one, man. We're at number one now.
dude. It's really funny because Logie knows it.
I
It
know it.
is the man, the myth, the legend, James Wan, bro, dude. I don't know, man. Like, I love that you said it because it's so true. He is so slept on. He gets overlooked constantly, and it's just not ridiculous, but it's just like, yo, like you just forget about the guy.
Yeah,
Um, I obviously, if we watch our franchise, The Conjuring and Insidious are some of my probably like two of my favorite, if not my favorite franchises of all time. I just love the paranormal ghost. Um, I just like that whole idea, and that's where I really got that drive for the dark room. Like I love that creative, there's ghosts in this world, and because I always thought the difference between a ghost and someone like a character is like you can't fight a ghost. You know what I mean? It's out of elemental boundaries fighting a ghost. You know what I mean? You have to
get
get
that holy
certain
water.
things involved. Yeah, you have to get religion and this and that involved, and there's a certain way to kill it. And so I've always loved movies like that. And The Conjuring, I think is some of the best crafted movies. Annabelle, amazing. Like, you have that whole series. Dude, I just love this guy, man. Like, there's not a lot of movies he didn't do right.
He is
And
that guy, pal.
he is that guy. Totally slept on, maybe for the age thing. But yeah, man, he's created some of my favorite franchises, and like the whole Conjuring story is just insanity when you look at how deep it goes with like Annabelle and even connections like Ouija and stuff like that.
He
Like,
made a
what I
whole
mean? There's connections
universe.
everywhere.
He
Yeah,
he
he
made
made
an
a whole
MCU
universe.
out of horror, which is nuts.
Insanity.
Yeah, and
So
also the first Conjuring movie, I just want to say, one of the best movies of all time, period.
of all time, period.
Crazy.
Period.
Crazy.
I'm glad you said that.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, you touched on so much earlier, so I was just trying to reiterate what you were saying, but yeah, bro, I think he's amazing, and I think by the end of his career, wow, I think he's got a lot more in the
He
tank.
needs to do a lot
Something's
more.
holding him back, though.
Yeah.
You're right.
It's weird. I don't
You're
know.
definitely right.
Actually, while I'm talking about my number one, if you want to look up like his future projects, what he has on
Yeah.
the horizon, and also look up Ari Aster, see what he's doing. I think we did an acting news on him a couple weeks ago where we talked about it. Yeah, my number one's John Carpenter. No questions asked. I love John Carpenter, man. I mean, listen, God, where to even start? Halloween. It's my favorite movie of all time, probably behind Grown Ups.
Bro, I'm not even gonna lie. I'm sorry. I
Okay.
didn't want to cut you off. I totally thought about this.
Yeah.
Yeah, trying to think, bro.
What?
See, he wrote Megan. He didn't direct Megan, but the stories he developed the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I know it says for his future projects, it has like The Nun 2 because The Nun's a part of the Conjuring series.
Mhm.
What is it? What is this movie called? Something with. You keep going. I'll get a better answer.
Okay. Yeah, no, Halloween, Christine, The Fog. What John Carpenter did with horror is unreal. I mean, you can't say much. And not just horror. I mean, what he did in the action world, with all the movies with what's the guy? Kurt Russell. All the Kurt Russell movies he did, Escape from New York. All all these films. It's unreal. John Carpenter's range is very, very good. That's what I love about him as a director. That's why he's one of my favorite directors of all time. But when it comes to horror, though, he's obviously done an unreal job. Like I said, Halloween, one of my favorite movies of all time. So influential. I feel like I'm missing a movie specifically I wanted to talk about with John Carpenter. Just not coming to my head. Halloween, Christine. Another movie that kind of rhymed with that. I'm trying to think. But yeah, no, I it's just so influential. Halloween just it's had a big impact on my life. Halloween did what Texas Chainsaw couldn't do and what Psycho couldn't do, and brought slashers to the next level. And don't get me wrong, we love Psycho, we love Texas Chainsaw, but Halloween took it to that next level that needed. Brought life to Friday the 13th, which was a copy of Halloween. Brought life to Nightmare, all these horror in general, and then that's kind of when Wes Craven kind of then took the ropes away from that. But John Carpenter is the first guy to bring slashers to the forefront and was consistently putting out good work. Can't go wrong with it. Love John Carpenter, funny guy, knows how to write, does all his scores, does all his writing, and does all his directing. Stop playing with my boy. So
Stop
talented.
playing with me, baby. Yeah, dude, no, he only has producer credits coming up. Weird.
It's very weird. Very weird. Come on,
Bro,
James, what are you doing?
Seeing dude, he's a producer for The Conjuring Last Rites. That's a new Conjuring movie. For the Backrooms movie.
Oh, wow.
For Dead by Daylight.
Wow. He's producing all these?
Dude, yeah, let me just read out what he's producing. The Nun 2, executive producing Saw X, Aquaman and the Lost Kingdom, Megan 2.0. I'm only do like ones that are popular. Thread and Insidious Tale, Mortal Kombat 2, The Conjuring Last Rite, Concrete Jungle, The Backrooms, Dead by Daylight, The Crooked Man. The Crooked Man's the guy from remember we kind of partially based Wiley off The Crooked Man.
Yeah. That's
but
crazy.
Yeah, bro.
He's stacked.
Yeah. He's pretty stacked.
That's wild.
The Backrooms plot is under wraps, bro. No way.
That's crazy. No, he needs to. Yeah, he needs to do more directing though. I wonder if those projects are going to turn into some directing opportunities for him. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Probably. Sorry, I need water. By the way, Ari,
I need some water.
Can't talk.
You're dead, boy.
Water. Ari Aster's next movie, which we probably talked about this in April. It's a Western movie. It's a noir, dark comedy called Eddington.
Oh, wow.
Shooting this summer, so it's shooting now for Ari Aster. So very different movie, it sounds like. I'm curious. See where that goes. So, yeah, I'm interested. It's a Western.
You know,
so
I'm so upset.
I'm upset.
Like, they don't have casts for Dead by Daylight or The Backrooms, but we need to be in it. You know what I'm saying? Like, you're missing out if we're not in it.
We're not in it, man. I'm just saying.
We're using Elliot Perry, man.
Yes, sir. But yeah, that's going to be our top 5 directors. We're going to run through them again. I'll start first. Honorable mention being Mike Flanagan. Then we have George A. Romero at 5, James Wan, Tobe Hooper, Wes Craven, and the king himself, John Carpenter.
All right. My honorable mention is George A. Romero. At number 5, we got Wes Craven. Give me another.
Yeah, what?
What? Then we got John Carpenter. What?
What?
Ari Aster. What?
What?
Motherfucking Jordan Peele. What?
What?
And then we go James
Bloody Mary.
Wan.
Yes, sir. Love that, baby. Love that. Top 5 directors, baby. Y'all know what's up for horror movies. Y'all let us know your horror movie director ranking down below. There you go. How to get that one out. Yes, sir. Stop playing. And then everybody that is, also give this video a like, comment down below. Subscribe if you're new.
Yo, join the Patreon.
Why not, baby?
Why are you not in the Patreon?
Stop playing.
Seriously, why are you not in the Patreon? Why are you not in the Patreon?
Yeah, go Patreon. When we go in person, we're gonna be dropping some fun videos on that. So be ready.
Oh,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. And then everybody that's still here, I'm losing my voice because I got a really dry mouth right now.
He's dehydrated.
I'm very dehydrated. So yeah, really appreciate everybody watching this episode, man. Hope you guys had a great time, man. Yes, sir. Y'all know what's up, baby. Episode 23, I think is what this is. Insidious, the door.
It's episode 23, Insidious, the red door.
Whoop, whoop, whoop.
To me.
And then the box office, the acting news, and top 5 horror movie directors. Hell yeah.
We love you.
Yes, sir. Fun stuff on the way. Like I say, by the way, guys, some fun stuff planned. Fun guests that are going to be coming on. You guys are really, really going to enjoy. Trust me. You guys are going to love it. So be ready for that. We will see you guys next week when we're, once again, either I'll put on the Actors POV Instagram what we're going to watch this weekend. So you guys be ready for that. I don't know what we're going to do next.
You will see.
You will see, baby. But yeah, I love y'all, man. See you next week. Y'all stay safe.
Catch on the flippity flop.